Today's Spotlight on Naperville is brought to you in part by If you're just tuning in, you're watching Spotlight on Naperville. I'm Nancy Wearsome, and we're going to visit now with GiGis Playhouse, Fox Valley. So welcome to all of you. We have Patty Smith as a board member, so good to have you, Patty. Michelle Potasic is a board member as well, so good to have you. And Catherine Smith is the board secretary. So good to have you as well, Catherine. Now, Michelle, I'm going to start with you, and let's just talk a little bit about what GiGis Playhouse is.
So GiGis Playhouse is a Down Syndrome Awareness Center. So our main mission is to serve those that receive the diagnosis of Down syndrome. And we provide therapeutic services such as physical therapies that are run by volunteers, and we also provide math and literacy tutoring to the folks that come through. One of the main things that we do too is to provide parent support. We also pride ourselves on being able to offer all of our services to families at no charge to them, because the burden of having a child with a disability sometimes comes with a lot of medical bills, so we pride ourselves on being able to offer everything at no cost, and we have volunteers that run all of the programs that we offer.
Wow, and that's huge. And Catherine, tell us about your experience with GiGis Playhouse.
My experiences for GiGis is...
What do you like to do there?
What I like to do is to be a role model for younger kids with Down syndrome, and to be an inspiration for the parents.
And what is so wonderful, Catherine, is you're not only on the board, but you're the board secretary. That's a big job. Yes. So what do you have to do as board secretary?
Well, doing my secretary job is to take all the minutes at the meetings.
That's a big job, a very big job. So good for you. And Patty, let me ask you how you became involved.
About 3 years ago, someone from GiGis Playhouse contacted myself and had heard about Catherine and her success through the educational system, and asked if her and I would come to a board meeting. They wanted to interview us to see if we were candidates to sit on the board. So we went, we sat, we talked, we all got along, and they immediately took us in. And in fact, I still joke with them, they didn't really want me, it was Catherine they wanted, and I was kind of the package deal. So
they had to take your mom to get you?
Yes.
Right.
I'm the cab driver.
Oh, so you are mother-daughter serving on the board.
Yeah, we are.
Very, very special, a real team.
Yes, it is.
Yes, a real team. Well, let's talk, Michelle, about like different things throughout the day. So you highlighted a few of them, but tell us a little bit more. If someone wanted to use the services, how would they go about doing that, and then what would that be like?
So if a family wanted to know when the groups were being held, we've got a great website that has a calendar that's constantly updated, and we have programs that change pretty rapidly just based on the needs of our family. So if a family suggests that a new program be offered, we try to get that into the calendar. And typically, the schedule is more in the afternoons or the evenings during the week, and then we have our weekends packed because people are usually free at that time. So we have our crawlers group and our walkers group on Saturday mornings. We have tutoring that goes on Sundays for families that can't make it during the week. We have our Daddy and Me group on the weekends. So we have a pretty packed schedule on the weekends.
So a lot of arts and crafts and activities. And I remember when you opened and being there and seeing how bright and lively it was. It was so inviting.
Right, it is. We've got the comfy couch, and we've got pictures on of the kids on the walls, and we do try to make it like a homey atmosphere for everyone that's there.
And what ages typically are you focused on?
We actually provide support for families that find out prenatally that they're going to have a baby with Down syndrome. So we start really at that stage, but we have kids that are in our groups that are infants, toddlers, and then we go all the way up to teens at our particular location in Fox Valley.
So that when you said crawlers, you meant your babies crawling around.
Crawling and walking, yes.
So do you like seeing them around?
Yeah.
The crawlers? That must be fun.
It does.
Yeah, very fun. Now, you have recently changed the tagline from Down Syndrome Awareness Center to Down Syndrome Achievement Center. I love that.
Yes.
So tell us about that.
So it's not that the awareness goes away. The awareness is still super important. We want to highlight the potential of people with Down syndrome in the community so everyone's aware of that. But the Achievement Center came from our great success with our tutoring programs. So we really wanted to highlight the fact that when you come to GiGis, you learn and you'll be able to achieve great things just by being there. I know that the tutors that we do get as volunteers are there because they know how kids and adults with Down syndrome learn best. So they are on a particular schedule, and there's lots of books that have been written to that end. So we usually use that protocol, and they have tremendous success.
And you must be just a great resource for GiGis, bringing the knowledge that you have and the experience that you have, and being really serving as secretary too, and being on the board. That must be really inspire the other families, I would think.
One of the things that we brought to GiGis when Catherine and I began on the board was that when you give birth to a child with Down syndrome, you're overwhelmed with the challenges that you have, and you work very hard to do the best you can do. And I know when she was little and we were going through all the therapies and doing all the things, and we didn't have a GiGis, so we didn't have that home, we didn't have that place to go, we didn't have that support. So, and I just wanted that crystal ball. I just wanted somebody to show me an active young adult with Down syndrome and the success of them. So this is our way of giving back to the community, Catherine and I, is we can show people this is what it looks like. This is what a young adult with Down syndrome looks like. This is what a well-educated young adult with Down syndrome looks like. And we're all very proud of what Catherine has achieved.
And you couldn't be a better representative, Catherine.
I am.
Thank you so much for being here. We didn't get to your event. We'll tell everyone to go to the website.
Fantastic.
March 1st, they have an
GiGisplayhouse.org.
event coming up, so we hope they'll check on that. Thank you so much for being here. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we're going to take one last break. When we come back, more Spotlight on Naperville, so don't go away.